Hey,
Hey, how are you?
what's up? I am doing wonderful, wonderful.
Awesome.
Happy day.
Happy day. Happy day. Hi, how are you doing today?
You know what? I've got so much going on today. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I got to ask you a question. So, when people ask, how are you doing?
Mm.
What happens when you really tell them how you're doing?
Well, first, I don't think people really expect you to tell them the truth. That's number one.
Yeah, yeah.
So, how do
And
you? How many times have you told the truth when someone asks you how are you doing?
you know what? That's the funny part. I tell the truth all the time when someone asks me because it's such a, I don't want, well, I guess it is an Achilles heel for me
Uh huh.
where I'm like, just tell the truth. I mean, because really, if we're supposed to be helping each other and supporting each other, you know what I'm saying? Not that you're a counselor or a psychiatrist or anything like that.
Uh huh.
However, you are my keeper. And so I'm always like, do you really want to know how I feel today? And people will be like, yeah, that's why I asked you. And I said, okay, well, we don't have a whole lot of time, but in the
But
grand scheme of things, here's
mhm,
what's going on. But I'm good. Okay. I'm taking it.
yeah,
So,
and I don't share. A lot of times, I don't tell the truth because everybody cannot handle the weight.
wow.
And then everybody also, and it's not it may be a little bit of paranoia or whatever you want to call it, but
Yeah, yeah.
everyone isn't always honest. There's some people just nosy.
You
So
know, you're talking real right there. People just want to know what's going on, and you know what? I'm such an open book, though. I don't even care anymore about that. It's like, here you go. Here's the book. I'm
yeah.
giving it to you. And sometimes if we tell people how we're feeling, there might be some symptoms in
Mm,
what we have going on that somebody else has had that opportunity or that challenge, right? And they're like, wait a minute, I did this for that, or da 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 da. So anyway, we digress like we always do. I love it though. But hey, everybody, we're glad that everybody's popping on with us today. We got power generations of leadership and legacy. I'm powered woman.
yeah.
Dot 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 dot. And so I know Minister Kaylee and I have been talking quite a bit about this whole vaccine thing. So we just want to chat about it a little bit.
Yes, indeed. I sent you a message not too long ago,
You
and
did.
it reads this. And this is Equal Employment Opportunity Commission says that companies can legally require employees to take COVID-19 vaccine. Here it is right here, guys. Listen, I was so flabbergasted. This came from the Shade Room. I don't know if you all are on the Shade Room on social media, but
Ah,
I was so flabbergasted that this is up here. Like, and I said I had to send it to Evangelist because I said we got to talk about
we do have to talk about this
it.
because ain't nobody trying to hear. Listen, I'm about to go in.
I know you are. Everybody buckle up.
I mean, because it's just not super cool, right? I mean, who was it? Um, ah, one of my, there's a gazillion reasons why I'm not cool with that.
Uh-huh.
And let me say this. Can I say this first before we dive in?
Go ahead.
Um, so I don't knock people if they want to get that. That's on you. God told you to do it. If you have a relationship with the Most High God, and He said, "Yeah, go get that vaccine," and you know it was Him, okay, you go for that thing.
You go
He
for it.
ain't told me yet. And I think what he not I think I know that's why he continues to send information, or I just happen to be right there in front of this information. I'm like, okay, God, that's my dog. I'm sorry. I know you're giving me this information for a reason because he hadn't told me to take that thing yet. And I do want to give you a point. The Israeli prime minister, he has openly admitted that the Israeli people, period, are the world's laboratory. I'm sorry for this. It's an experimental treatment. That's my dog, y'all. Sorry. It's an experimental treatment, period, in the story. So I'm not interested in being anybody's guinea pig that I know about. So,
Hmm.
we're guinea pigs for a whole bunch of stuff that we don't know about. That ain't a sister.
And I mean, bottom line, this vaccine is not a deterrent. It is basically a vaccine that supposedly helps you get over it easier when you do catch it. It does not stop you from getting the virus.
Right. So go figure. Okay. Yep. A typical vaccine is what? Something it's microorganism, right? That they actually give you the virus so that you can, that particular strain. Okay, I'm not a doctor. Let me just say that I'm not a doctor. I'm just somebody. We not doctors.
We're not doctors.
Not that type of doctor anyway. Okay. But we do our research and we make sure that the research that we do is reputable companies that give us research. Okay. And so you can Google it yourself. You can watch the shows yourself. You can go to YouTube yourself. You can pull out the encyclopedias, whatever you want. So, but for us, we do our own research and we form our own individual opinions here. Okay. But you can Google what, in fact, let me just do it now. What is a vaccine? What is a vaccine? I don't even want to give you okay. A vaccine stimulates your immune system to produce antibodies exactly like it would if you were exposed to a disease. We don't know what they're putting in that. I'm just saying.
We don't know.
We really don't know. And if that's the case, to me, sis, if it stimulates my immune system to produce antibodies exactly like it would if I was exposed to, and if it's going to stimulate my immune system, why not just eat healthy? And why not just drink more, hydrate,
exercise, walk, water,
whatever. Walk. Yeah. I mean, and ladies, gentlemen, please comment. I mean, let's talk about it. Let's really talk about it. Because again, here at ImPowered Woman, Minister Kaylee and I talk about this all the time. We want it to be progressive. We want to hear what you got. What you got?
Yeah. Tell us
what you got. Because, for me, and you don't have to like what I'm saying, okay? For me, I just don't want to take that risk.
Right.
Unless God is telling me to do it. Because I know he's the source, right? And if I go out there and venture and get this thing, he didn't tell me to do it. He gives us free will. But honey, look, I ain't trying to test him like that. Okay, no, not. And so the other thing too, we have to also remember is that there's a whole bunch of stuff around for me, remembering about, Bill Gates, touting that these vaccines are essential and it's to the survival of the human race. Quite frankly, he has not proven, to me that he's a reputable source of anything.
Yeah.
Okay. Then he talks about we need to have depopulation. I mean, openly talks about these things. We can't just ignore that stuff. Okay. And listen, he's one of the richest men in the world who has not rushed to be injected with that vaccine. Think about it.
Nope, he has not.
Okay. So I know I'm talking a lot because I'm passionate about this thing. When you sent me a text message, I was like, whoa. I was like, whoa, she wants to talk about this with me.
Listen, it's a deep dive. It's a deep dive. And number one, if we're going to go to specifically what I sent you, why companies would really be stupid, and I'm sorry to say it, but they would really be stupid if they choose to not employ an individual or to fire individuals for not taking vaccine. Now, first of all, already now, evangelists, people are screaming we're hiring because people don't want to work because of the unemployment.
Right.
That's why Joe Biden has to cut it off. Because people are making way more money on unemployment than they would going to work slaving for someone that doesn't care.
Right.
Now they're trying to get the people back to work. Whoop-de-doo. And I mean, literally, major companies are like, we're hiring. Come on, we're hiring. We need workers. So I pray that they don't be stupid and put that policy into place, because we have not allowed that for any other vaccine. This is no disrespect to anyone that is dealing with these illnesses. We are sincerely praying for you, and we believe. That's right. But we don't have the same protocol for HIV or AIDS. We don't have that same protocol for any herpes, any sexually transmitted disease,
True.
any what flu shot, something as simple as that. Flu, how easy it is to spread the flu.
Right.
Any of the all of these different things. And now something just so, like we forget that there's a whole bunch of other sicknesses in the world now.
Right.
Here. And now we're acting like nothing and it's funny too. I haven't heard anyone saying I got the flu. Haven't heard anyone saying I got an upper respiratory infection or all I'm hearing is COVID. So I'm like,
and the flu is taking people out like 10 times worse, every year for many years than COVID. So you're right. We have to think about this stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm not like hugely big on not entertaining. I know it's going to sound really like oil and water, conspiracy theories, but they're out there for a reason. Okay. And I say we just have to do our research on it, because you're right. Why would we, mandate something like this with all the propaganda and all these things that are centered around COVID, around the pandemic, when we haven't done that? You are absolutely right. For all these other diseases and things that are taking people out or have historically taken people out in an alarming amount. I didn't even know how bad the flu was taking people out until I started doing research on it last year while I had COVID. Exactly. Okay. I was like, wait a minute, something ain't right about this. It was just super weird. And something I got to throw this in the pot. I think that the businesses are doing exactly what a lot of the individuals are doing. And what I mean by that is when everybody's going out there and getting their shot, everybody's going to they're taking selfies, they're having shot parties, they're vaccination parties, they're all this thing. And for me, you want to get injected, go for it. You trust this stuff, go for it. But you're feeding into mass peer pressure, which is also what these companies are doing. They're feeding into mass peer pressure for everybody to do the same thing. And there's something to me very strangely alarming, okay, and quite frankly, sick about this, and I don't want to be part of that. I just don't. I got to feel pressured to get a shot. I never took drugs because everybody else was doing it.
Exactly.
No. So why is a business that's doing that? I mean, I don't want to go take drugs because everybody's over here. Everybody's over here taking crack. Okay, I probably better. No, come on, somebody.
And you see, like Krispy Kreme, for example, is giving out you get free donuts if you get your shot.
Why is that only in low income areas?
Here we go. And then it's not a free salad, not a free smoothie. So you're going to get a shot and then go get a reward for something that really makes you sicker.
Dog.
I mean, you get a free piece of chicken at Popeyes or whatever, it's nothing a Smoothie King, or hey, you get a free smoothie if you at Chick-fil-A, you get a free salad. No, that's not that. The healthy stuff is, I'm like, really?
Healthy stuff, they're not even partaking in. And think about it. This is one of the most largest, by far of anything, I think, of medical experiments in the human race.
You're
going to feed it with a donut, like you said, and with a piece of chicken. That to me is an insult. I wouldn't even go redeem that. I mean, it just makes no sense. This is just me talking. Good old transparent evangelist, right, Minister Kaylee? I mean, that's how we roll. For me, I'm not judging you. For me, it's sick. Denise, if you go do that, you're just sick. I'm gonna judge myself. Okay. I just can't do it. And I don't agree with the peer pressure, where I feel bad because I didn't go get a shot because you chose to get one. That's between you and the God relationship you have with God.
Yes.
Or whatever relationship you got with whoever. But I got a relationship with my Father. He ain't told me to go get no shot. Okay.
I have a spiritual friend much older than me. And she's like a mentor to me. And she told me one that she asked me, said, hey, Ms. Kelly, did you get the shot? I said, no, ma'am. She said, good. She said, because I prayed since earnestly. And I know this woman can pray. I know she's a prayer warrior.
Okay.
She said, I earnestly have went to the Lord about it for a period of time, and I have not heard a response. I said, yes.
There you go.
I said, yes, ma'am. And there's a lot of prayer warriors, but I know she is one.
Wow.
She said that to me. It was just more confirmation.
See,
and then since we're talking about church evangelists, I wanted to say this. I saw an article. I'm not going to say where because I don't want to offend any pastors. And then me and you being in the ministry, we don't want to offend anyone. But there's also talk in the ministry world about particularly some churches have talked about opening up a vaccinated section and an unvaccinated section. This was
about pressure
article, a church article. This was a church article, and it wasn't a specific church, but they collect their data. It's a ministry blog, and that has been in conversations and boardrooms of churches.
That hurts my heart. That really hurts my heart. That hurts my heart. You know why? And I'm starting to get emotional again. And I don't apologize for it. That, in my opinion, is just, that is
wrong.
That's
wrong.
That's like saying believers and unbelievers.
Or even this.
Believers sit over here, unbelievers sit over there.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
I was saying even the baptized and unbaptized. Because I remember being a little girl and I felt bad because a church mother came to me, a little girl was in a little church, and she said she snatched that communion out my hand and told me I couldn't take it because I wasn't baptized yet. Instead of even though biblically she's off, but
right. That's all new story.
Yeah. But instead of being in love, saying, "Hey, baby, let me take, just you can't have it." So that's like coming into church. First of all, and we got so many issues now. People don't want to even come to church, and now you're telling me the ones that don't want to come to church are the millennials and the Gen Zs.
Right.
Now some of them are very strong in saying, "I'm not getting the vaccine." And now we're pushing them away, saying a vaccinated section and unvaccinated section. And then that brings the church folks, now they got their haughtiness and all up in the air because I got my vaccine.
Exactly. And you know what's not even more fundamentally wrong with that is that it puts a set of peer pressure, on people to go get it. Or it puts peer pressure on people to lie because we are human. People make fake vaccination cards. Okay, people don't want it puts pressure on people not to stand for what they feel is right. You know what I'm saying? It excludes people. It's like a bullying technique, quite frankly. And quite frankly, you still got to wear your mask. There's still 4 or 5 different strains out there coming around. Might be more than 4 or 5. They're just telling us that. Okay, not only that. You still need to have social safe distancing when you're sick. You still need to wash your hands. You still need to give people their own personal space. I'm telling y'all to still wear a mask. Yes. So what makes you different from me? Why I gotta sit? I mean, we should be 6 feet apart. Anywho.
But those restrictions are coming down though.
And you still can be a carrier.
Still.
With that vaccination.
You still
so you sitting over there just keep on crossing, and you don't know if the people that's vaccinated got the other strain. Come on, folks.
You don't know what's going on. And then, like, Evangelist, what is your thoughts on this? What is your thoughts on I hear this too. God created doctors for us to be progressive in medicine and this and that. So why aren't you taking medicine? God provided this. God provides people of intelligence to do this stuff, and you're going to turn around and refuse it?
First of all, that doesn't mean that they consulted with God. That doesn't mean he gives us free will, period, with a T. Okay. So that doesn't mean they consulted with God. God, guide me in this formulation. We don't know who's, and I pray when we talk about the 7 mountains, I pray all the time for, the entertainment, the media, the churches, the medical industry. We pray for those mountains, the family unit. And yes, we need more Christians, devout Christians. Let me say that. Okay, devout Christians in the medical industry and all of these industries. Because yes, somebody needs to be saying, that's kind of like saying, when you get married and you say what God put together and let no man, that phrase that people use all the time. Some of our marriages, I can raise my hand. I had one. was not put together by God. Stop blaming.
Yeah.
You heard him say no, Denise, and you did it anyway. So, you know, so you heard God say, you heard the Holy Spirit say, no, that's not the one. And you said, no, I'm going to do this thing because no. And it's the same thing, I believe, in response to your question with the medical professionals. I don't know if we don't know if all of them consulted with God first.
Right.
Yes, he made all these resources, but he probably had a whole other formulation.
Could have.
And they didn't follow that. They followed their majority of the experts. That's why a lot of people are getting the vaccinations, I believe. I don't know. I would never know if they consulted with God first, but I know a lot of people that I spoke to have said the majority of the experts said the only expert a sister knows is my source, God. Okay. So my question is always, did you consult with God first? Truthfully, did you hear from him?
Truthfully.
You know he knew you lying if you lying. It ain't got nothing to do with Denise. I'm just asking the question, So I really pray that even entertainers, that they speak up, because they have a lot of influence. Little old us who do have influence. Oh yeah, I'll be done with it in a second as soon as I'm done. Hey y'all, it's my mentees right here. I owe them something, so I got to get it to them. They got to get it there shortly.
Let's go to commercial break and pick up the topic.
Yes. Hey, that was quick.
Shout out to Porterfield Travel. We are very own lovely lady that is a part of this crew, Miss TP, Tawana Porterfield, and her husband are the owners of Porterfield Travel. Please go to the website that's strolling below there. Check it out. Book your vacation with her. Don't let COVID stop you. Go on a vacation, whether you choose
go on a vacation.
Go on a vacation in the States or even out of the country. They will be able to assist you.
Right. Amen. And she will hook you up. We know that for a fact. Minister Kaylee, I know you and I are going to be having lots of solutions and conversations about things. And, we also have some interviews that we'll be doing on the TV show here in a couple of weeks that will also talk a little bit about those individuals' opinion about the vaccination. I know we'll be talking to Mr. Woodall, who is part of the NAACP. We'll be talking to Sister Stephanie, who is a leader in the community, and she's also a survivor of breast cancer. She's going to talk to us really candidly. And Jamal Smith, we're going to be talking to him as well. And so we're going to get not just our opinion and our fact, our truth, but we've got quite a few others that we want to let you all know that we will be having a conversation with as well. And Minister Kaylee and I will continue to bring you resources and things to ponder. Okay, things to pray about, things to research, to get your own truth and to stand firm. Have courage to stand, as we say, in your truth.
Yes.
Okay. And don't forget to check us out every Saturday at 8 p.m. also.
Every Saturday at 8 p.m.
So, and it'll be Eastern, 8 p.m. Eastern, and Thursdays. You'll see us on Thursdays. Okay. So you see us here tonight. You'll see us again every Thursday. You'll see something pop on. It might be a rewind every now and then. It might be a lot, but it will be. Okay. Lord willing, it will be. So please share, please join us. If you'd like to advertise your business on here, please don't hesitate to send us. We have a whole bunch of commercials in line that we didn't even show tonight that we'll be showing. Please put your comments in the section, because even though this might be recorded some Thursdays, we're still on this thing live. And so we'll be responding to you.
Yes.
Yeah. So we want to hear what you got to say about this topic that we're talking about right now. Did you get the vaccine? You didn't? Why? What are you doing in your church about it? What are they doing on your job? Are you going to support a bill like HB 558 in North Carolina, where that state is taking it head on? They're like, hold up. We are not going to allow them to mandate, like Minister Caleb brought up to us earlier. We're not going to allow them to mandate that we have to take this to keep our job. That's it. That's right there is
ridiculous.
That's right. Taking away your freedom of choice. You don't want them.
That'll stimulate more entrepreneurs.
Come on. Say that.
As long as they don't get over there talking about, in order to get your LLC, you got to show proof of vaccine. As long as they don't do that. So I advise y'all to go ahead and get your LLC, even if you ain't using it yet. Just go ahead and get it. Or
you just hang tight on that sole proprietorship as well, because you can do that too. Learn about it. I love that, Minister Kaylee. That's right. We need more entrepreneurs, and we need to support each other more when we have our individual businesses.
Let that dollar circulate the way it should.
Circulate and then recirculate. And then listen, that's a whole nother conversation we need to have next, because I got to tell you about this dentist that I went to see, and I gave her a whole bunch of feedback. Ended up with an abscess. I'm going to tell y'all, we got to start talking about that stuff. Minister Kayla, we need to talk about that next.
That's good.
Because we're always talking about supporting businesses, and we're always talking about don't leave so quick and give them the feedback. But what happens when you do and they still jack you up? Okay, we need to talk about this stuff.
Customer service, quality, excellence. Is it there?
Where the Christians at in business? The devout Christians. Where y'all businesses at? Maybe I need to come up with a christianpages.com or something.
Hey, what's the dude that has his Trust Dale? Trust Dale. We need to trust these Christians.
Come on. These Christians right here, these devout Christians, these ones that says, look, I will put Christian on my t-shirt. I will walk around boldly and say I'm one, because that takes a lot, right? Because you got to be different. I know we just went to a whole nother conversation, but that's how we roll here, y'all. But we're going to talk about this.
Yes. So you better be here, guys. Don't miss out. Thursdays and Saturdays. You never know. You might pop up on a Tuesday night. You just never know.
You never know. Never know. And we need your comments.
Yes. Subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. She has some amazing things on there. Evangelist Denise has some amazing things. If you need encouragement, a word, if you are looking for some motivation, something fun, something fresh, something funky, something new, you need to make sure you subscribe to ImPowered Live right now. You're missing out on hours and hours of footage that's going to bless you.
You are. Hours and hours. You are. I got to say it. Thank you, God. And listen, we want your feedback, right? Minister Kaylee, we want their feedback. We want to know what subjects you want to talk about. We're not talking about people who are going to say what you want to hear. We're talking about real. We bring it back scripturally to you as well. Come on, somebody. So we want to hear your comments. You will be heard here. Let me just remind you, you will be heard on ImPowered Woman. Okay. Now, we're not going to take a whole bunch of negativity, so you can just kind of strap that, but we will take realism. Okay. You want to be real and you want to be progressively positive where we're coming up with solutions. Come on with it, please. You got some statistics we need to consider. Let's talk about it. Let's chat about it. Yeah. So we about to be peace out. We said we wouldn't hold y'all real long, and Minister Kaylee and I can talk for hours, which means you guys will be hanging on with us.
All day. We could really be here from sun up to sundown just talking.
Like seriously. And learning from each other, right? That's what ImPowered Woman is all about. You want an environment where you're going to learn from one another. You will be heard. Your comments will be respected. And you can be unapologetically you. Then we definitely want you. We want you here. We want to grow together. Yeah.
Amen.
And have some fun in the same time. And I got some really crazy jokes I got for the next time too. They wouldn't print. That's what I was trying to print.
You guys, you never know what you're going to get from Evangelist Spirit. You never know.
I was trying to print those jokes though, for real. You saw my printer was not.
She's very serious, guys.
The Holy Spirit said, "Not today."
She really goes into you all. She goes in to make sure that you all have a great show to watch. Indeed,
we go in. We French. We not moi. We. Yeah. No, we'll see y'all Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Yes, we will.
All right.
Sayonara, guys.
Do see you later.
Giving wisdom back then, he'll give you wisdom now. You cannot not allow that serpent in your life.